Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Threatening you with a good time. It's the Audience of One show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss going to summer camp, stealing the moon, and radioactive insects. I am Andrew, maestro of the run sheet, next to the guy who grew up with a trash compactor. It's Dick. I am my own avatar, Schisler.
What's up?
What's going on, buddy? I don't feel much like talking today, so you're just going to have to carry the show, bud. Go ahead. It's the Audience of Dick show
Well,
today.
it's Audience of One. Well, everyone knows this is my show.
I just don't have... It is definitely... I'm just here for the ride, man.
I'm just here for the dance monkey, make me a bicycle clown kind of thing. I'm like, Andrew, perform.
Yeah, that's true. And perform I do.
Yeah.
Episode 131. Can you believe this is our 131st episode? Seems like we've been doing this for decades now. But only, alas, going on 3 years now. Getting close to 3 years.
Have we missed a day?
We have not missed a single week in going on close to 3 years.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Well, and we had to put a few early in the bag. You know, when I'm traveling, we'll record early or late or whatever. But we have yet to miss a week. But it's coming. I can feel it, onesies. Speaking of coming, it is now back to school time.
That's right.
Yes, this week in the
that.
Conroe School District, Conroe ISD, back to school with a bunch of new rules. You heard about all these new rules in Texas?
That's because I have so many children.
Well, that you know of, right?
Yeah.
Well, you homeschool them, or you just let them run around in the backyard and dookie like they did out in nature, right?
Yeah. my little workers.
Well, there's no cell phones allowed this year in the school at all.
Really?
Yeah, that's correct. Cannot bring in cell phones. Also, no brominated vegetable oil. Yes, that's a big one. And I thought brominated, that just sounds like you had a pretty good time with your buds, but apparently not. It's an additive that is not allowed inside foods in the school cafeteria.
Okay, so that's not more a rule for like a brown bag kid. That's more for if you're eating at the cafeteria.
Why's it got to be a brown bag, dude?
I was a brown bag kid, so.
I fluctuated. Sometimes brown bag, sometimes I ate at the cafeteria. I think if you're bringing in your own food, it's the Wild West. You could probably sneak in a cell phone in there if you wanted to. But no school-sanctioned, state-sanctioned foods shall have brominated vegetable oil.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess I should have started a company that didn't make that kind.
And one of the other rules is now all elementary schools and middle schools must display somewhere the 10 Commandments. Dick?
They must?
They must. And I need to ask you, how many of the 10 Commandments do you know? I should have come up with a show song for this. Does Dick know
I don't know the
order. 10
order.
Commandments. I figured you probably know a lot more than me.
Like if you gave me a thing of 30 of them.
And said pick out the 10 correct ones?
And I would be able to do that.
What I guess I didn't realize is some of these 10 Commandments are kind of long. I thought they were just real short, but a couple of them, as I'm reading them, I'm like, just get to the good part. The first commandment, basically, the abbreviated version, is you shall have no other gods before me.
But after, you're okay.
After, go right ahead. But before, How many other ones do you know, Dick? Can you name a few?
Well, there's don't covet your neighbor's wife. And then there is...
Is that in there?
Yeah, that's one. And
that comes in at number 10. Look at you, starting at number 10.
And then there's the murder one.
That is number 6. You shall not murder.
And then there's one... I want to say idol. Something about you cannot make an idol.
That's correct. That would be number 2, I believe.
Yeah, because it's similar to number 1.
It is, and it's a very long. That is 2 and 4 are the longest of the commandments.
Yeah, and then is there something about eating clean, like something about pigs or something?
I don't see anything
so.
about pigs in here. Number 3 is you shall not take the name of the Lord in vain.
Okay.
Number 4 is remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. And we know you adhere to this one. Number 5 is honor your father and your mother.
Yeah, of course.
Number 6 is the one you've already said, do not murder. Number 7, you shall not commit adultery.
Yeah.
It's more like a suggestion. Number 8, you shall not steal. And number 9, you should not bear false witness against your neighbor. And your favorite, you shall not covet your neighbor's house or thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything about the daughter, though.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can argue it's the house.
It says, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, or his ox, his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's.
Yeah.
God, it's such a cool donkey. Dang it.
Well, people were buttheads back then.
They really were. Actually, you did pretty good. I think you got, what, 3 of them?
Well,
Hey,
yeah.
man. I think I made a C- on mine.
Yeah.
But yes, they have to have that somewhere inside the school now, which I think is pretty
really
interesting.
See, what I love about that idea is that was in the Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily like Christianity. People are like, oh, it's Christianity invading the schools. I'm like, well, isn't that kind of the Jewish thing too? Like, pretty sure.
Before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Jewish thing too.
Well, we're not getting into that.
We get into conspiracy theories there. But no, you know what? I kind of have to challenge you because I don't see a school being forced to do it. I think it has to be an option because there's no way a school is forced to do that unless like the state goes, hey, we printed them all out. Here, just put it somewhere in the school.
Senate Bill 10 requires public elementary and secondary schools to display the 10 Commandments in every classroom starting in the 25-26 school year. It has to be displayed where it can be seen on a 16 by 20 poster.
That's pretty big.
That is large. That is fairly large.
That's interesting.
There's a lot of them, 10. It would be kind of funny to just put on a Post-it note up in the corner.
Well, that's
there.
what I was saying. It's
if you can't see it, it's your fault.
Like, we don't have any room for that.
Yeah. Got all the pictures of the kids up.
Yeah.
From all their wonderful track adventures and everything.
And what I do love about that, too, is everyone who complains about it, I'm like, do you really want to complain about not murdering somebody?
Yeah, complain about that.
Like, you don't think we should tell the kids not to murder people? Like, we should not tell them that. So, and I bet they're probably not even like that. I bet they're very simple. I don't think they even use the word covet.
And I noticed there's nothing in there about brominated vegetable oil. Not one single thing. So I say onesies, brominate. Just brominate all you want.
No, that's a conspiracy theory right there. I guarantee you some dude owned some oil company and was like, hey,
we need to take the brominate out of this, man. It's running me out of business.
But you need to buy mine that doesn't have it. I bet you that's how that works.
Well, I had an interesting thing happen to me the other day as I was walking outside of the bathroom at Home Depot, and I'm sure this has happened to you. I looked down at the door, and there's a pile of paper towels that people just thrown in the corner of the bathroom. And it's not the first time I've seen this before. And usually what this is, it's people like myself that don't want to touch the nasty door handle, so you take a paper towel, you open the door, with the paper towel in your hand, and then you have nowhere to put the paper towel, so you just chunk it, right? And I thought to myself, well, if that's where people are tossing the paper towels, why don't you just put a trash can there? Seems kind of logical to me because somebody at some point inevitably has to come in there and pick that up. Why don't we just put a trash can in there? Ideas.
Well,
Ideas,
what I would immediately tell you is you're the one choosing to waste a napkin on a door handle. So the polite thing to do is just to put it in your pocket and then find a trash can yourself to throw away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what you should be doing. If there's not a trash can. Do you just,
I don't think I want that in my pocket, though.
I'm just letting you know if you're trying to be polite.
The goal here is not politeness. The goal here is to not infect myself with whatever fecal matter that happens to be on that door handle.
Yeah, you use your napkin, and as you're leaving, you crumple up the napkin and put it in your pocket. When you find,
now you're carrying around fecal with you everywhere, man. No, on the floor. You know what we could just do? No more doors. Just eliminate the doors altogether.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
In and out like the wind.
That's what I would do. Just crumple
I
it
have
up.
seen the ones with the nice little foot handle.
Yeah.
Those are great, man. Oh, yeah. Those do it for me.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't really use the public restroom quite often.
Wait till you get a little bit older. Sometimes you don't have a choice.
So,
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I do like is I went to the Astros game this week.
I see your nice Corpus Christi Hooks hat.
Yeah, I like that.
I love it, actually.
Tight.
I think that hat and the other one you had are very
The other one I had was white.
Correct.
So it was very dirty because, you know me, I roll around a lot.
All those cartwheels you do.
Yeah, what I love, though,
Somersaults.
is I've sat different places.
Yes,
and
so many places you sit.
In Dakin Park. And this is the first time I was in the diamond section. And it is so much nicer.
Oh, the elite diamond section.
And we weren't even sitting.
Fetch me my hot dog, please.
But we weren't even sitting behind home plate. We just had to go through that entrance. And since we had to go through it, I could get access to that whole floor.
Nice.
And so I'd use the restroom in there because it was 10 times nicer.
I bet you there were trash cans where there should be trash cans.
Oh, and what I love about it is there were restrooms like every other section. Instead of like on the other sections of the park, you have to walk and then wait in this line.
Each little area has its own potty.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is nice.
And so
I will say, watching a game from a suite or some situation like that does really make a difference.
A suite. We were just on
diamond level, though.
We were right behind first base.
That's like, probably the best you can get and not be in a suite.
Yeah.
Right?
But I was like laughing. I was like, man, I actually don't mind using the restroom. I can go do that and not be bothered. So that's nice.
Nice.
But yeah. And one thing so talking about the trash thing, I do have a similar story.
Yes.
I discovered when you go to Ninfa's on Navigation Road, the original Ninfa's, it's a Mexican restaurant. I discovered that they have a shuttle from there to take you to the game.
Oh, okay.
So that was really nice. And their waitress was informing us, and I was like, great. So we're waiting in line, and this one guy goes, hey, you're the winner. And I go, what? And he gives me a little shot bottle of some vodka or something. And I was like, cool.
It was Ninfa's. It was probably tequila.
So I took it, and I'm in line.
When you say you took it, do you mean you administered it to yourself orally, or you put it in your pocket next to that fecal napkin?
No, I drank it. And then I was like, great, now I have to carry around an empty bottle of little travel-sized liquor.
Yep. Chunk it on the floor.
Yeah, and I was like looking around for a trash can, and we took care of it.
I'm just trying to picture you drinking a shot from one of those little bottles out in public. Like such a hobo, man.
We're in line. We're in line with all these people, and the random dude, probably 7 people in front of us, is like, "Hey, you in the hat? You're the winner."
Speaking of feeling homeless, you ever drank a tall boy out of a paper sack before?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So have I. There's nothing more beat down than drinking a 24-ounce Coors Light with a paper bag around it.
Yeah.
God bless it. You're not fooling anybody. I don't know what the paper sack is there for. Everybody knows. Look, if you're the type guy drinking a 24-ounce Coors Light in the middle of the day out in public, we know it's a Coors Light, right? You don't have to put a paper bag around it.
I don't think it's a paper bag thing. I think isn't it like
for condensation? Because it ain't keeping it cooler.
I imagine at one point it was like, oh, it's to help. You know, when they put the tape over the travel tequila margaritas and stuff. When you get like a margarita to go, they put a piece of tape, and it's like, yeah, that's gonna stop me. Maybe the bag is supposed to indicate something like that.
I don't know. You don't see it as often anymore.
No, I decline the bag.
Yeah, I'll just hold it here. I'm just going to raw dog it.
Yeah.
Man, I started thinking about how far technology has come in the past few years. For instance, because it's gotten kind of crazy. Do you remember the greeting cards that when you opened them would play like Jailhouse Rock or It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to? And at the time, we thought we had hit like peak civilization. It was amazing. Oh my God, this card sings.
So we one time we got one for a buddy's birthday.
Yeah.
And you could record stuff on it.
Oh, that's just asking for trouble.
So what we did though is we got that beep when your battery's low in your smoke detector. And we got that in it.
That's
and then,
the most annoying sound
and
ever.
then what we would do is throughout the party, we grab the card and we open it and put it like in the couch or something. Like we put it, like we slide it behind a painting or something, and it'd be like beep.
So now, did you actually give him the card? Or
Oh yeah, it was a birthday card.
But then you took the card back and used it against him. Oh, I love that little bromanization of his.
Yeah, no, that was a good time.
That's a bromanized birthday card right there. Is what that is. I love it. Well, yeah, now we have AI. No one cares about the singing cards anymore. But at one point, not that long ago, those were like the peak.
Oh, the best
peak.
ones are the cameo birthday cards. Those are great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if I know what you mean.
When Stalekracker wished me a happy birthday.
Yeah, right. Okay. Those aren't cards. Those are videos.
Well, that's the new card.
Okay.
That's the new card.
All right, buddy. Let's go ahead and kick off this show because we got a doozy. And wouldn't you know, the show music works. I love it. Officials
I'm so
have
glad you're happy.
This doesn't take much. Officials have dismantled a homeless man's 3-story treehouse after the Lux Hobo Hideaway went viral on TikTok last month, garnering tens of thousands of likes. About a week ago, the city finally gave in to the makeshift penthouse and the axe and gave it the axe and tore it down. This is pretty interesting, but a homeless man built quite an elaborate treehouse in LA a couple weeks ago, and the city said,
I'm showing it to the folks.
We're not having any of it, and eventually tore it down. But Eric, the homeless man, 34, said, we shall rebuild.
Dude, this guy's wild.
Yeah, he used all kinds of materials from, I guess, all over the city. Building materials, scrap materials, stuff he stole from the Home Depot toilet, I'm sure. But it's pretty impressive structure. But it got me thinking, I think this man may have stumbled on the solution for homelessness.
He's filling up water from the fire hydrant in a diesel fluid. What's not diesel fluid? What is it called? Coolant. The diesel coolant box.
Yeah. No residual. Nothing residual in that jar.
That's pretty
but
great.
I think this guy has inadvertently found the solution for homelessness, right?
Put them in trees.
Put them in trees. Let them all build tree houses. Gets them off the street, literally.
I'm not going to lie. That would really scare the crap out of me.
Would that not be weird, walking around looking up and just seeing all these people living in the trees?
With the eyes looking down.
But then if you think about it, you ever been crapped on by a bird? This could present a problem if you've got a bunch of people hanging out in trees, especially if they may not be completely sober. You got a 180-pound man just falls right out of the damn tree.
Yeah. What about that?
But I think it's worth a shot trying.
Don't you remember that sad soul in Las Vegas that died in a tree?
Yeah.
Because he got stuck.
Yeah, we
and
covered that.
No one
noticed it, maybe.
Yeah. Like, that was sad. I don't know if he was working.
Yes, he was part of the tree trimming, I think, service. And he had a medical incident, and he kind of passed out in the tree up there, and they just left his ass. And I believe he passed.
No, he did. He died in the tree.
Jeez.
That's wild.
Well, this man is rebuilding. I don't know if they're going to allow him to rebuild, or if they're just going to stop it or let him get fully built and then tear it down again. It seems like kind of a jerk thing to do.
Well, if anything, that's a job opportunity for the young man. Or he could easily go to other homeless people and be like, hey, man, for a roll of crack, I'll build you a treehouse.
I think the machines are learning, though, man. They used to just lay on the street. Then they started moving to tents. Now they have tent cities. This is just the next step. Up into the trees, baby.
Yeah.
In the treehouse. Did you ever have a treehouse as a kid?
Yeah.
So did I, and they were the most magical thing ever. I felt like I was getting away with something just by being up there. You know what I mean? It was like this massive freedom.
What were you doing up there?
Looking at dirty magazines.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Nothing. We would take like our BB gun up there and shoot at
100%.
random things. Yeah, it was awesome. I'd listen to music. It was great, man. It was my own home away from home. Do kids? I don't think kids do tree houses anymore. It's all like those luxury forts that cost like $10,000 that you see being advertised out here on the side of I-45.
I mean, it's also like the dad's involvement.
And
most of the time,
and how deep his pocketbook is.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I got a treehouse. My dad's like, "You want me to build you a treehouse?" And I was like, "Well, you got to help me." I'm like, "Okay." So we built a treehouse.
I think you need to do that now. Just build an adult treehouse.
I would do it.
Well, speaking of adults, adult sleepaway camps across the country are exploding in popularity this summer as grown-ups partake in the same daily structured activity they did as kids, but this time with alcohol.
You know, it's funny. One of my
Adult summer camps, man.
My group of friends, we were talking about what we wanted to do when it gets a little cooler.
Right.
And someone mentioned one of these camps.
Really? So you were aware of these adult camps?
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone was like, "No, why would we go to that?" I'm like, "Why would we not?"
Why would we not?
Like, you get to meet.
Explain to me the downside here. Yeah, exactly.
And you have schedule. So like you have to do. You can do something if you want, or you could just sit at the cabin and do what you want.
Well, they've been around a few years, but the searches for adult summer camps are up nearly 350% this year, driven mostly by a desire for nostalgia and community. And also to get a little drunk with some singles. You know what I'm saying?
I got one in Texas right here. It's camp. It's called Camp No Counselors.
Yeah. Now, you did bring up an interesting point there. Do these camps have counselors? They would have to have somebody in some kind of authoritative position, you would think. Because otherwise, old Richard there is going to get a little out of hand, a little handsy with some of the camp attendees.
What?
I'm just saying possible.
I've never been accused of... Oh, never mind, I have. But, you know...
This one is called Camp Getaway, which sounds like you might be getting away with something. Well, when I first read this, I thought, this sounds really weird. But the more I thought about it and the more I read about it, these actually sound pretty amazing. And if I were younger... I think this probably is something I would have been interested in doing. Doing a little arts and crafts in the day and then a nice Mai Tai in the afternoon. Sounds great, man. A little capture the flag, Red Rover. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And scary stories at night.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the pranks.
Mm-hmm.
I would have...
You and your damn pranks.
I would have a field
Can you
day
just
with
leave
that.
people alone?
No.
Just have a good time. They're there to get away from you and people like you.
No. Oh, that's when you find a snake and you throw it in the cabin.
Well, I think we need to look into some of these. The average cost for a weekend adult summer is $800. Well, a weekend to me is not really a sleepover camp. It's got to be at least a week. But maybe at this time people are having trouble getting a week off of work. After all, these are adults. Yeah, man, I would love to try this. They got pool parties, campfires, foam parties, live bands. This just sounds like a festival, man.
I mean, they're not badly priced. It's $600 per adult, but all meals and everything are included.
Right, and it's probably just 2 nights, right? Friday night, Saturday night? No, it's got to be longer than that. That's right. We need AOO adult summer camp. I wonder if there is an age limit. Like, could a creepy 58-year-old dude walk in and be like, I want to go to summer camp. We're the 20-somethings.
Why not?
We're the 20-somethings. I really want to do some arts and crafts with the young ones.
Oh, whoa, this looks tight.
I bet it does, so to speak.
I like this.
Dick, you made me aware of this story a couple of days ago, and I'm gladly bringing it to air.
I don't remember that.
2 blind women traveling from Louisiana to Florida said that Southwest Airlines forgot them in the airport following nearly a 5-hour delay. This is terrible, but 2 women said the ordeal happened July 14th as they waited to board their flight out of New Orleans. The pair told the outlet they realized they had been left because they were the only 2 on this outbound Orlando flight. Okay, so what happened is they're in New Orleans trying to get home to Florida, and their flight is delayed. And as airline companies will do, they'll sometimes find you a new flight, but oftentimes it's at another gate. Well, they led the group of people from this one flight down to another flight, but left the 2 blind people just sitting there for 5 hours.
Did they not listen to, like, the announcements?
I guess not, and maybe it's kind of confusing. You know, maybe they had them sitting in an area where they couldn't quite hear. So then they quickly realized their mistake and then gave them their own private jet, essentially, because it was a normal commercial airliner with only them on it. And they're like, why are we the only 2 on here? Well, that's because they had forgotten about you, and the other flight had left hours earlier.
That's not that bad.
I mean, I guess. I mean...
Well, first off,
Look,
they're blind.
Yes,
so
but they need to be treated with the same dignity and respect.
I'm just saying,
come on,
their life is a little
You're
harder.
saying they deserved it?
No, their life's a little harder.
Yes.
And if they gave you a private plane, I'd be like, this is unique.
That's not the way they saw it. And they got $100 voucher for their inconvenience.
And they got a plane,
a private jet. They can just run up and down the aisles. Well, I guess they're blind. They probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine trying to navigate through an airport without my full faculties about me.
You know you can hire
my
people,
senses.
You know, you
It's
can
got to be terrible. What do you mean hire people?
you can hire people to pick you up. I'm not kidding. I looked into this because
I bet you did.
I wanted to pull a prank on a buddy.
You and the damn pranks, dude.
You can hire people and you can pay for their plane ticket, and they'll accompany somebody all the way there, and then you get their plane ticket back.
What is this for?
It's for like people who are disabled or like older folks who.
Okay, so you're actually helping someone out. Where's the prank, Dick?
Well, I'll be like, hey, I got you a driver. They're gonna come with you, and then he's like, don't worry about it. So like he thinks he's a driver, and then the driver gets out and goes with him to the gate. He's like, oh, that's really weird. What's going on here?
Oh, you're saying hire one of these assistants for one of your buddies, like you're doing a favor to him. And he's like, why is this guy following me around?
All the way. Like, he's
sitting down. Can I help you, sir?
He's next to me on the
and
flight.
You have to say, look, man, he has some undisclosed disabilities.
Oh, dude.
You may not recognize it at first. Don't ask him about it because he gets really mad.
Yeah.
But just be really and also make sure you accompany him to the restroom. That's where he can sometimes have episodes. So make sure you're there in the stall next to him.
I would do the restroom rule. I wanted to do the alcohol rule, like no alcohol. And
then, the guy goes to order a drink, smacks his hand.
Like, what are you doing?
No, you know the rules. Dude, leave me alone.
And then it's like, oh, make sure he doesn't do any drugs.
Well, you're in an airport, Dick.
Well, I meant more of just
recreational drugs. Right. The kind that they allow in the airport.
Yeah. Well, no, I just meant the guy's got to keep an eye on him the whole time because he's an addict. But yeah, you really can't hire people to do that. And
what's the cost for said?
Oh, well, it's a plane ticket, and then I think it's like I want to say it was like $60 an hour or something.
Okay.
And that includes like the ride there. So if it's like an 8-hour plane flight.
Sounds like a good gig, man. How do I apply for said job? I'd love to accompany an elderly person across the state from, I don't know, randomly New Orleans to Florida, perhaps. I don't know.
Because I was also looking at this, like, do they make it for like hookers?
I bet you that was the genesis of this.
Yeah.
Everything starts with hookers. It's the oldest profession.
But yeah,
after all.
usually it's for older folks, and it's just to make sure they get on the plane. You can even do like not the plane ride; they'll accompany them to the airport, to the gate, and make sure they get on.
Well, I can't imagine navigating through an airport without being able to see. It's hard enough as is. It's got to be a frightening experience, and then to get left behind, and all you get is $100 voucher. This is an interesting story, Dick. A former NASA engineer has made sensational claims that humans are not only reverse engineering alien technology, but that trillions of invisible extraterrestrial devices may have already been hidden across the planet. I love this, man, because these things are impossible to disprove, right? Well, can't see them. They're hidden. I love this, man. Richard Bandurek, CEO of Field Propulsion Technologies and a former propulsion engineer at NASA and Lockheed Martin, shared the shocking allegations during a December 2024 episode of Ecosystem Futures podcast. Perhaps we need to have them on, which has recently resurfaced on social media. But yeah, man, I've heard of this reverse engineering that, of course, it's how we get our cell phones, and why technology is rapidly expanding over the past decade or so is because we have found alien devices.
Or our education system has gotten pretty efficient.
Has it now? I mean, no cell phones allowed in the school. Gotta have
but when you remember growing up in school and there was like that one kid, that one weirdo that could like just do everything math wise in his head.
Yes.
So like to me that's kind of a genius thing, and maybe there's some people who like, especially with computers. I remember growing up with computers. I love computers, but there was certain, like my brother's a whiz. Like I knew like entry level stuff, but then somehow he took that entry level stuff and went to the next level. Like.
That's how he made a career out of it.
Well, yes, he did.
Yes.
And I was like, well, maybe there's some really smart people who do chips and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like this idea of it's invisible, so you can't disprove it. You could literally say that about anything.
Yeah. Well,
right?
what I also like when people try to say, oh, Wi-Fi came from alien spacecraft.
Can't see Wi-Fi either, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Does it really exist?
I
don't know.
But what I love about that, when people say that, I go, I wonder what that moment was like where they discovered a spacecraft and they're like, we got to take it apart and learn about it. And then like somewhere down the line, like, you know what we could do with this? We could Wi-Fi. And they're like,
what's Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. We're going to figure it out.
We can do it.
Last story here before the break. A NASA intern, staying on this theme of NASA and space, a NASA intern stole $21 million worth of lunar samples. That would be samples from the moon, Dick, in order to have sex on the moon. 23 years ago, a NASA intern,
this is totally
Thad Roberts.
This is something I would do.
Yes. Well, he was in dire straits, as they say, Dick. He was a little short for cash and came up with this idea that he would steal 17 pounds of moon rocks from right here at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. The problem was, of course, once you have moon rocks, is finding someone who will buy them, right? So once he found somebody, he's like, hey, man, you want some more? You want some more? The man became a little suspicious and turned him into the police, and that's how he was ultimately turned in. But in the meantime,
well, the worst thing is the buyer turned him in.
Yeah, the buyer did.
What a
and
butt.
It's kind of interesting too, because when you're buying lunar rocks, you got to always be thinking, this can't be real. And if you did get them, how did you get your hands on them? But in the meantime, he took the rocks home and he would put them under the mattress. So he and his girlfriend, who was an intern also at the time, could make love on the moon. I love this. And this does sound like something you would do. Hey, baby, I got some lunar rocks.
Well, what I love about this story is it gives you a lot of information about the
people. It goes on and on, yes.
And he met Tiffany Fowler, a 22-year-old NASA intern.
Right. She was also an intern, as I said.
Yeah, and I just love that idea. It's like, how old was this guy?
Well, I'm sure he was also around the same age, right?
I think he was an actual astronaut.
No, he was an intern as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this was 23 years ago, so the early...
Oh, he's 24.
The early
he was
aughts.
24.
Oh, it's robbing the cradle, essentially, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, he would put the rocks under the bed. And here's the thing is, do you tell the woman? Or is it just something like, I'm doing it to myself?
Well, what's great is he served 6 years in prison.
Yes,
and
eventually.
He could tell people, why are you in there? But like, because
I made love.
I made love on moon rocks.
On the moon.
And I tried to sell them afterwards, but it's kind of like that bathwater thing.
Mm-hmm. Selling bathwater?
Yeah, you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just the same thing.
And purchasing. All right, it's a pretty good time to take a break. When we come back, we are going to discuss going back to jail. Right here on the Audience of One show. Stick around, everybody.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
Someone's having some issues today, and welcome back to Audience of One show here on Lone Star Community Radio. We are a nonprofit radio station, so feel free to donate and sponsor today. Visit the website irlonestar.com/AOO for our show page and more information on that. And every Friday, 10 a.m., new episodes released on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Just look up Audience of One show. And I also like to remind our onesies, you can always send us funny articles to our email address at audienceofoneshow@gmail.com. And also we have a Facebook that Andrew manages and has fun with. I think it's like his little bathroom break. He comes up with a funny joke, and while he's sitting on the porcelain throne.
Okay, something like that.
And he posts something. Every time he posts it, I was like, he's just sitting on that toilet. This guy.
You can go ahead and imagine me doing that. That's fine. I don't care.
You and Donald Trump. That's all I think about.
Covfefe.
Yeah.
You know, I got to thinking about the personal assistant that you can hire to help you out on a flight.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's my job on this radio show for you.
Yeah.
just there to help guide you along.
I have no direction. I'm just like, whatever, dude.
Over here.
I'm always down to clown.
You need to go to the restroom again? All right, let's go, buddy. Down to clown. I get it.
Yeah.
Dick, did you ever read the comics in the newspaper as a kid?
Yeah. Like Calvin and Hobbes was probably my main one. And then Dennis the Menace, I grew up doing that because my mom always called me Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like, what does she mean? And so I was reading those, and I'm like, man, my mom hates me.
I think it's kind of sad that the modern younger generation will never have that experience, because I did too, except we called them the funnies or the funny pages. Did you call them the funny pages?
No.
The weird thing about it was they were never funny.
Some of them were. Garfield was pretty dang funny.
Garfield was not in every single week.
Yeah, I know.
It was usually like, I don't know, Beetle Bailey or like Blondie or something terrible.
Yeah.
And I'd read them every week thinking they were going to get better, but they really didn't. But I read them every week.
Spider-Man. They had Spider-Man. I remember that.
Calvin and Hobbes was great. But again, my newspaper growing up didn't have Garfield or Calvin every single week. So I don't know, maybe it was a little too expensive. But yeah, man, I just think it's one of those things that kids these days aren't going to get to experience the joy of. Kind of like Saturday morning cartoons. Loved them.
Don't they still have those?
I mean, maybe. But why would they? I mean, you have Cartoon Network, which plays them at any given time. You've got additional networks that do
Netflix
children's
and all
programming.
Yeah.
But before there were children's networks, you had a block in the morning that was dedicated to nothing but cartoons.
Then again, I don't really know what children are doing these days.
Probably a good thing. Probably a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you were really up on today's youth, I might be a bit concerned. Like if you're the guy, which I've talked about, doesn't have kids, but you just really love to volunteer at kids' events, red flag. Yeah, I'm coaching softball game this weekend. Are you now? Mm-hmm. Just love softball.
Or reffing, being a referee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out for those guys. Speaking of things from our childhood, Dick, do you remember Service Merchandise? The store, Service Merchandise. Oh, you weren't familiar with this. So it was a magical shopping experience, Service Merchandise was.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah, and it was crazy because you would go in there and everything was behind glass, which gave it the appearance of opulence. It didn't matter what the object was, it was always behind glass.
Yeah, that's where I used to buy some games.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it as a kid. And of course, if you wanted to buy something from Service Merchandise, you had to fill out this little form on a tablet and then take it over to this desk, and they would bring it down on this conveyor belt, man. It was so great. And then when something would come down that conveyor belt and it wasn't yours, you're like, dang it, what's taking so long? I need my 16-piece ratchet set, damn it. You just wait, and it was magical when it would come down. Alas, Service Merchandise no more. But it was a good gig, man. Like, or a good bit. They had it down pat. And I don't understand why they thought this was a good idea, but apparently it was to help speed up or expedite the shopping experience. And I'm here to tell you, it did not do that. It seemed like it was a slower way of getting your goods. But, hey, man, what do I know? But I think they went out of business somewhere around early 2000s, I'm going to guess. Maybe late 90s.
When I looked up, it sounds like the late 90s. Or 2022.
2022?
2002, they went defunct.
Oh, dang. R.I.P. Service Merchandise.
But they started in 1960.
Wow. They were ahead of their time.
Well, I guess before that, it was founded in 1934.
Whoa, that's before 1960.
As a 5 and dime, and then they were a wholesale company, and then they turned it into Service Merchandise.
Okay. So that the idea of putting things behind the glass and all that stuff was in the 60s.
Yeah.
Does it say any idea as to why they came up with that
No.
idea? Okay. Like I said, I think I remember them saying this, it was to expedite or make the shopping experience more seamless, but I don't know that it ever did that.
Well, it sounds like they started as a catalog showroom retailer, and then they began to open showrooms that became the brick and mortar stores for the public. And then that was in the 70s.
Interesting.
But
well, I miss those days. Again, it was a better time, and I'm glad that you got to experience them as well.
I remember because games were kind of rare. No one carried like more than like 3 cartridges. So if like you're looking for a specific game, you had to go around town to find it.
Interesting. Dick, I was at an intersection the other day, and I saw a group of kids on bicycles attempting to cross the street. They got off their bikes and walked them across the street.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen that in quite some time, because I believe that's how I was taught as well. Is, hey, when you're crossing an intersection on a bike, you have to get out and walk it across. But no one ever does that anymore. But then got me thinking, why was that ever a rule? And first of all, were you aware that that was the rule, that you're supposed to actually get off of your bike and walk it across the street? No, you hadn't heard that before. Have you ever seen anybody do it?
Yeah.
And you never thought, why are you not just riding your bike, dude? No.
Well, I mean, it also depends like your launch.
Excuse me?
Your launch method, like how you start your bike. Because a lot of times if you stop at an intersection, a lot of people don't have the right size bike for themselves. So it's like awkward.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, hey, I'd rather...
Seats right up on your taint.
Yeah, I'd rather just walk
it.
it. And then when we get to the other
give
side...
it a little run and start.
Now we can go.
Oh, okay. Well, I looked it up because I was curious. And it actually has nothing to do with taint irritation or getting a running start. It has everything to do with the fact that when you're on foot, you have different rules as a pedestrian as opposed to when you're on your bike.
I believe that.
So if you get plowed over by a car when you're on your bike, you have less rules on your side as if you were walking. You're not considered a pedestrian, essentially.
Interesting.
And there's a whole article on it, which I will spare you from, but I thought it was kind of an interesting thing because I never knew why. Why don't you just walk, dude? Or ride your bike? Why you gotta walk? I don't know, man.
All these problems you have in your life.
Well, I gotta know the rules before I gun it because I'm like, look at that kid. That's at least 20 points. You ever play the point game?
No.
Okay,
I don't intentionally hurt people.
Well, you don't actually do it. You just add up the points, these hypothetical points.
That's weird.
Anyways, on my last flight, Dick, I got to sit in the very first row of coach.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but sure.
It's the very first row as you get past first class. I know
Okay.
you're always up in first class, but the people in the back of the plane,
No, I
Dick,
just pretend to be
that
blind.
is-
And then I'm like, I get a free jet, dude.
well, you might think this is great, and in
gotta
a
wait a little
way,
bit.
it kind of is because you get to get off the plane earlier than people in the back of the plane. But there's one thing that kind of sucks about being in the first row of coach is you get to see everything that goes on in first class, but it stops right in front of you. They're bringing out their Chardonnay. Here you go, sir. Perhaps a moist towelette. Here you go. And they get right up to you, and then they turn their ass around and walk back up to the front of the plane. And so you get to witness all of this stuff firsthand. Now, of course, you know this stuff is going on when you're in the back of the plane. You just can't see it. But when it's right there in front of your face, it is irritating as hell, man. Like, is that a beef Wellington he's eating? Like, they have a whole different menu afforded to them. I've got, like, some pretzels and some leftover, like,
Again,
Stroop
your
waffles,
problems,
man.
You got some
Sucks.
problems. I thought they put a curtain up.
No, this particular, well, they kind of do, but you can still see through the curtain. But this particular plane that I went on had no curtain. And so it was clear as day. It was a very small jet.
I always bring my own entertainment instead of just watching things I don't have.
I shall not be entertained by the free Wi-Fi.
I guess you're raw dogging it. That's why you're...
That's right. No stimulation whatsoever. So I've got to look straight ahead right at the first class service.
Man, I hate right now.
I am kind of getting the feeling, though, that the entertainment options inside of these airliners are all the movies that were left over at the dollar store that you talked about last week.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It's like, good God.
You just got to easily occupy yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not easily.
Or bring your
occupied.
own entertainment, like a book.
Yeah, I don't want to read. Reading's so lame.
That's just...
I read the 10 Commandments earlier, man. It's good enough for me.
I remember one time I was on a flight and I brought my laptop to play. I bought a specific game to play. And next thing I know, we had all these like kids around me watch me play. It was really strange.
Oh, look at you. I bet you loved it, though.
No,
Like,
I
check
wanted
out this move.
I wanted to play this game and
You play
be
it
left
behind your
alone.
head like the guys playing the guitar behind their head. Look at me,
Yeah.
I'm so good. I'm not even
No.
look, no hands, no eyes.
No. But it was a colorful game, so I think that's what got their attention. It was a fun game called Fez.
I'm surprised.
And you're a little character that has a little Fez cap on.
So we're talking small children.
Well, it's like just kids, like, well, what game is this? What's this? And then like,
You were basically their first class entertainment. Interesting.
I used to do that too. It's in chapel at school. We would sit in the.
Are you telling me you were the entertainment at
Well, I
church?
started bringing my movies because I was like always watching movies, and
like the Passion of the Christ and the 10 Commandments, all of those? Mhm.
yeah, I had that Netflix subscription where I got 4 DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was
Right.
watching all the movies I could watch, and I would put the subtitles on, put it up, and just sit there and
It's very reverent of
And
you.
people either tell me that's really rude, or they're like, "Thank you for doing that," because I couldn't handle this today. And I'm like, I just wanted to watch the movie with you.
Do you ever have that experience at church or anywhere? I'm going to use church as the example. Is someone singing behind you and they are just belting.
Yeah,
down,
my
man.
dad. Oh, my
Good
dad.
God.
That's
Yeah.
a terrible singer. But
You don't care.
He don't
You're just
care.
making a joyful noise.
Yeah.
That's right. Dick, speaking of children, as more that is a joyful noise. As more parents explore alternative dietary plans for their children, I didn't realize that was a thing. A clinical nutritionist is advocating for a carnivore diet, emphasizing its benefits for infants' growth and development. Oh my God, Isabel Malmberg, 31, told Newsweek how a meat-heavy diet for her toddler has been
How does that work?
beneficial.
Like, what kind of do they make meat-based like baby food?
Not necessarily. They do, but you're not supposed to give it to them until they're a certain age, and it's pureed or whatnot. It sounds to me like she's just giving her a tomahawk steak and saying, "Here you go, honey. Gnaw on this for a few hours."
Yeah.
Now, and really, I think what it says here, the American Academy of Pediatrics states that a child should start eating solid foods around what month, Dick? Solid foods around what month?
Imagine when they have their teeth.
That's not a month.
So whenever they get their teeth,
6 months of age.
is that when they get their teeth?
And they should be I just whistled. And they should be introduced to a diverse diet that includes foods from various groups such as infant cereals, meats, and other proteins, fruits, blah, 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 blah. Proteins. However, the mother, soon-to-be 3 boys, disagrees, and her children, Noah 5 and Taj 2, have gone from milk to meat.
Okay.
I don't know, man. So here's the thing.
I mean, what do we do when we're cave people?
Well, this is true. I think we suckled upon our mother's teat.
Till when?
13 or 14? I don't know.
Nice. Nice.
I know that typically when you go to the doctor as a kid, they're not testing your cholesterol for a reason. I'm wondering now.
That's got to be
if this is going to be one of those things where you start testing a 3-year-old for cholesterol levels.
Because
how your triglycerides doing here?
It's funny. I always liked that moment
Tommy?
when my sisters were raising their kids and they were breastfeeding, and it got to that point where it was like a muscle memory. So I was amazed where she's like having conversations with us while the child's breastfeeding. I was like, this is not like appropriate for like we're just hanging out and you're just like, well, they got to eat. And I was like,
I would like for you to open this Newsweek article.
Uh-oh.
There is a picture of what appears to be, I'm guessing that's maybe Taj, the 2-year-old, chewing on a steak. It looks like the dog has already gotten to it, and this is what's left over. It's a nice T-bone. He's just gnawing away at it, and I guess you would have to have at least some teeth at that point to allow your child to eat right off the bone. But I find this interesting. I don't know that I would necessarily advocate for it, but I do find it interesting.
that's normal.
It says red meat provides essential nutrients like complete proteins, bioavailable iron, zinc, selenine, and B vitamins, blah, 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 blah. So that's right, parents. Feed your kids all the meat and wild boar that they can stand.
Because I remember one of buddy's kids love crawfish when they were like 1 or 2.
Oh, yeah.
So like love, the whole, like you break the tail for him, but he would get it out.
He sucked the head.
Yeah.
Oh, my
like
God.
it was wild. He's like, kid likes it. And I'm like, okay, I'm just.
Don't know that I'd recommended it one, but okay. That's spicy, too.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this
Can you imagine what that diaper looked like afterwards?
Well, I think every diaper kind of looks similar. I mean, you're just letting it go.
Perhaps.
Right?
Perhaps.
Just letting it go.
That's a pretty good idea, though. Wearing a diaper. Anyways, a Philadelphia man who was exonerated and given a $4.1 million settlement after having served 24 years in prison for a murder conviction that was dropped is heading back to prison.
Oh.
For killing another person.
Oh,
so this guy got sentenced to prison in 1992 for a murder he did not commit. Finally got out in 2017, was awarded $4.1 million. But soon after, he starts small-time drug dealing. And apparently he lent this guy out $1,200 worth of cocaine. The guy didn't pay up, so he effing kills him and ends up back in prison.
It's a hard
Now,
life out there for a pimp.
It is a hard life out there for a playa. And the judge even asked him why a multi-millionaire would be killing someone over such a small sum of money, to which he did not really have an answer to.
No one disrespects Papi.
Yeah, man, that sucks, man. You feel like you've gotten a second lease on life, gotten out. Yeah, you had to spend 24 years in the clink, but you got millions of dollars. And this guy couldn't stand it. Makes you wonder if he learned this type of behavior. They essentially created this monster.
So he sues the state?
Yeah, wait a minute. You made me into a killer, and see if he can get out for a second time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to suck, though. You're going to love this next story. This is truly an audience.
Or at least he gets a lot of commissary.
Hey, man. That's right.
He's got that money.
That's right. No, all the brominization he can stand in his vegetable oil. You're going to love this story. An organ harvesting organization has faced allegations that it urged doctors to remove body parts from a comatose woman who went on to make a full recovery after medics insisted she showed signs of life. This is absolutely
That's awesome.
Wild. But apparently this woman was 38 years old at the time and was homeless. She suffered an unspecified medical emergency, and the doctors were like, man, she's unresponsive, contacted the family. The family said, you know what? She's never going to recover. Let's just go ahead and donate her organs. Well, apparently in her final days, the family said they saw tears in her eyes as she's laying there in the hospital. A sign that they say the donation coordinators quickly brushed off, claiming watery eyes was just a reflex. That ain't nothing. She's fine. We're still going to kill her. Unbelievable. So this woman was starting to come to, essentially, and I guess the tearing of eyes is one sign. But those doctors were dead set, no pun intended, on killing this woman to harvest her organs.
They're on a schedule. You got to respect that.
And that makes me wonder, they got like a quota or something? Why were they so dead set on cutting this woman open?
Well, they got a schedule.
There is a picture of this woman. I'd like for you to show this to the onesies. Does not look like a woman who particularly was dead or nearly dead, but she is lucky.
They always choose the pictures that are good.
Yeah, she's making like the duck lips face.
Yeah. But what are the odds of waking up right when you're being operated on?
Danella Gallegos. I don't think they were about to operate on her. I think they got to her before that. But this is like kind of one of my worst nightmares. That you're in a coma and your family makes that decision and then they start cutting on you and you wake up. At least she didn't have to get to that point, thank goodness. Scary stuff, man.
Dude, that's wild.
Scary stuff. That's a story to tell on your Tinder profile.
Yeah. My organs are about to be harvested.
But it's amazing, though, that she's made a full recovery. It's not like, she's alive, showing signs of life. This woman is out there working at the car dealership, just living a normal life.
Yeah, there you go.
Unbelievable, man.
Wonderful.
How we doing on time, buddy?
We got about, 5 minutes.
Slick. Several radioactive wasps' nests have been found in South Carolina at a site that used to produce parts for nuclear weapons, according to officials.
Dude.
Yes, radioactive wasps were found at the Savannah River site in Aiken, South Carolina, located near Augusta, Georgia, just a few miles inside the western border, by employees who routinely check radiation levels. Apparently there was a wasp nest, they checked it, and this was radioactive. Now, this got me thinking, Dick, if insects can be radioactive, we've got a problem.
Anything can be radioactive, though. Like, there's radiation coming through every day on us.
Because you can't possibly spot every single insect that's going in and out. Now, a wasp nest, you can see it hanging up there. Those things are buzzing around. You get out the spray. But think about all them little guys that are crawling in and out in between the cracks.
Yeah.
Just dragging radioactivity everywhere behind their thorax and their 6 legs, just walking around, tramping through the radioactivity, and you have no idea. This scares the living caca out of
Well,
me.
basically what the guy says is everything gets radioactive. And just don't eat them.
And there are countries that do eat insects. They say every year
Yeah, but how
you
often-
swallow how
how-
many spiders in
How
your sleep.
often are you hanging out next to a radioactive site?
The insects get around, man. They crawl. They can fly.
Okay, but still, how
Birds pick them up,
Don't-
carry them for miles.
don't live around this place if you want to eat your wasps.
The nest exhibited
I love it.
radiation 10 times higher than the level allowed by the federal regulations, according to the Energy Department report, which I find funny that they've got levels that are acceptable. This nest is just slightly radioactive. It's fine. To me, any amount of radioactivity is not good, Dick.
Okay.
By July 31st, 3 additional wasps' nests were found during the routine activities. Blah, 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 blah. They're mutating, dude. They're just mating. Radioactivity.
Jesus. Oh man. I like how you
Hey, man, if I was going to be a
live
wasp,
in a constant state of fear.
just walk out my door. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is a funny one. The Air Force wants to use cyber trucks for target practice. And they don't need them to work either. They just need to be blown up.
Okay.
This is kind of interesting, but apparently the Air Force is testing out all kinds of different targets with some of their missiles in New Mexico. And they're requesting 2 Cybertrucks. Now, Dick, I know you've got 3 or 4 of them there at the Schisler Manor.
Yeah.
Can you spare a Cybertruck or 2 for the good of our country?
No, but I got a cow I can donate
Now
for
that
the
would
zoo.
be awesome. Yes.
But-
Is Betsy still alive, or
Yeah.
Bessie?
She's gonna get eaten, man. No, I think again, why is this even a story?
It says the Air Force is looking for, quote, towable target vehicles to be used as targets for live missile fire testing. This is awesome that they actually want something, I guess, that resembles real life stuff to test out how effective their ballistics are.
Yeah.
I just
I mean,
love this stuff.
when I look at a Tesla truck, I go, I wonder how that will survive.
That's where I'm going. Now, they claim, they being Tesla and Elon claims, this thing's basically indestructible. I want to see it go up against some Air Force quality.
It says the same guy who threw a
Missiles.
rock at it or whatever, and it.
Me?
No, Elon.
Oh, yeah, I think he did more than that. I think he took a bat to it, didn't he?
I thought it was a rock.
And didn't it ricochet back and like almost hit him in the face?
No, it shattered the glass.
Well, you're not supposed to hit the glass.
Well, that's what he's saying is bulletproof.
Just not the glass.
Well, what I love, I think I sent you that article, was like in certain countries they don't allow the trucks.
What?
You can't buy a Tesla truck. You can't drive it on their roads.
Oh, maybe it's too large or too heavy.
Yeah, it was too heavy.
Yeah,
and
it's like
basically
9,000 pounds.
If it hits anything, it destroys it.
Obliterates it, yeah.
And I'm
So
like,
it goes 0 to 60 in like 2.7
Yeah.
seconds, and it weighs 9,000 pounds.
And-
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm like, hey, it's evolution, man.
What I think is interesting is the Air Force has said they are looking for several types of cars, from sedans to, quote, bongo trucks. Are you familiar with what
Yeah.
a bongo truck is?
Yeah,
Never heard this term before.
those are like little baby trucks.
Yeah, it says small,
And when I say baby,
low
not-
floor key trucks from Japan.
Yeah, well, you can have them here. There's like little baby trucks. You ever seen you ever seen one of those?
I mean, I'm sure I have. I just didn't know they were called bongo trucks. It sounds so demeaning.
No, like these little guys right here.
Look, man, it's not always about how the size of the truck. It's just how you use the truck, okay?
It's these guys.
Oh, yeah. They look like little mini flatbed trucks
Yeah.
that might deliver stuff from service merchandise. Yeah.
And like ironically, in
Or-
every movie you see that has like a Air Force thing.
Yeah, I was going to say they
all
might
the
be...
terrorists are always driving
Boom.
these.
I was going to say that. Yeah, they might be delivering warheads to... yeah. never mind.
I always wanted a bongo truck
Did you?
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
you can get one.
because there's
Buy one.
certain like ideas that people buy these fancy cars. I'm like, no, I want to buy a car that I can just destroy. Like if I hit something, I don't care. If
Just go get another one?
Yeah.
That's called cash cars, man.
that's yeah,
Yeah.
especially driving out here in Houston, you can't care.
You don't
about
need
your-
anything. Yeah, you can't have anything nice. All right, Dick, it is time for the quick hit at the end of the show. Dick, do you know who Philippe Petit is?
No.
No. Well, he's still alive. Born in 1949, which makes him 76 years old. Oh my gosh, his birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Felipe.
Happy birthday, Philippe Petit. Well, he is a French high wire artist
Oh, cool.
who gained fame for his unauthorized high wire walks between the towers of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris in 1971, and of the Sydney Harbor Bridge in 1973. But he's most well known for walking between the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in 1974. All of this done without a net. Whoa.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. There is that documentary. Yeah, I was wondering if it was about him.
That is correct. There is a documentary in 2008, Man on a Wire. All about his walks between the towers. He won numerous awards.
Yeah, I remember when I was watching it, I was like, how long is that walk? Because this movie is like an hour and a half.
Sounds like a really boring movie.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here, guys?
Can you imagine being the editor for that? It's like worse than a fishing show.
Yeah.
Good God.
Nothing
just
wrong with fishing shows.
start running, something.
Fishing shows aren't that bad.
That's because they're edited.
True. Well, if you have Bill Dance on there, you're always entertained.
Correct. He was very entertained and about half in the bag, I think.
No,
if he wasn't, I'd like to pretend
I
that
don't
he
ever
was.
think he really was. If you want, like,
that's because he had a paper bag around that tall boy.
It's true. Well, I mean, like,
Bill Dance was great.
Yeah, but he seems like that fun grandpa.
Correct.
That I don't see him.
I'd like to see him high wire across.
His bloopers are probably one of the.
They are the best, right?
thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think Bill Dance is with us. He died quite a while ago, I think, right?
Probably from all that drinking.
Oh, you said he wasn't drinking.
I was kidding.
All right, buddy. Great show. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
I said I didn't feel like talking today.
Well,
and I think I did okay.
No, you did great.
Oh,
you need
Tell me how good I did.
onesies need to send us some articles. audience@oneshow@gmail.com. You know the ones I like if you're a fan of the show. I like anything that involves
Nudity.
airplanes, living in someone else's house underneath it. That's always a good story. You know, how do we get here? And then animals dying in weird ways.
Like, share, subscribe, follow onesies. Until next week, bye-bye.